Hello, welcome everyone to your reading for the December new moon. I see people already checking in the chat. Siri is thinking that I'm talking to her, but I'm not. I hope everyone's doing well. I'm so excited to see you all. Hello, hey P Moro, hey Saskia's House of Magic. Saskia says, yay, got notification. Awesome. Hi, Leslie. Well, again, welcome. I'm just so happy to see that my audio is working right when I start coming on the live. It hasn't happened in the past two streams, but okay. So if this is your first time here, hello, welcome. My name is Rochelle. I am a psychic and spiritual development educator. I'm a lawyer. I'm a hereditary spirit worker. And I'm also the founder of Brown Bruja. So welcome to my channel. Welcome to your reading for the December new moon. It's my mission through my business, Brown Bruja, and then also through the readings that I do, these collective readings that I offer, to help you learn to access your innate psychic abilities and develop a relationship with spirit without doubt or fear. So these readings, if you're a person that watches a lot of like pick a card readings, this might be a little bit different than what you're used to. Hey Sage, hey Samantha. Oh, Leslie says cute necklaces. Thank you. These are my mom's necklaces. So yeah, if you're used to pick a card readings, these are the readings that I do on this channel are a little bit different. I do have some pick a card readings that I did like a few years ago, but I kind of switched it up because of my goal with these readings, which is actually to empower you to be able to connect with spirit yourself, to like work on stuff, not just receive messages passively and then kind of like forget about them, which it's okay if that happens for you. That happens for me too. You know, I like to watch other readers and see like what they're up to, how they do things so that I can learn from them and also receive messages. But yeah, so I'm hoping that if you're watching this, what you'll be able to do is to take away concrete steps to actually take action or rest or whatever it is that you need to do in order to to achieve your goals, and I guess also to receive your goals. So yeah, with that whole preamble, what was I gonna say? You're gonna wanna have probably like take notes or something like that. At least on the I guess the piles that resonate with you. So usually what I'll do is I'll channel through several messages, like 3 or 4. It just depends on what spirit wants me to do. And as we do that, it's really common for groups or people to have more than one message resonate with them. So you take notes, write down. After this video gets processed, I'll put the timestamps into the description, and at the next new moon, or maybe at the full moon, the January full moon, you can review and see and track your progress so that you actually can, move forward in your spiritual and personal development. Hey, Barbara. So yeah, that's what's happening over here. Thank you to people who already know what's going on. Thanks for sitting through that. So yeah, before we get into it, I would really appreciate if you would like this video, please. It helps me to spread my message, to get this message to the people who do need to hear it, and also subscribe. I'm trying to build my channel. I've actually made a lot of growth this year, trying to be more consistent with the live streaming. I really love this format. I love hanging out with y'all here. Yes, Saskia says, everyone go like and support our Tita. Thank you. What else was I gonna say? Oh, also, so a couple other ways that I can support you through the holidays. If you are a returning client or if you're a referral, and I will say that if you're watching this video and you're subscribed, I will consider you a referral. I can do readings for you this month in December. During December, I'm only taking one-on-one clients for returning. I'm only doing readings for returning clients and for referrals. That's just because it's the holidays. It's my birthday month. Things are just slowing down a little bit, but also because I don't have time to do like a full calendar load schedule. Anyway, I don't have time to do readings like all day, So yeah, if you need a reading, if you want to dive deeper into any of the messages that you receive in this reading, or you just have questions about stuff in general, like maybe you want to talk about your gifts, or like you've had some kind of like experience that you want to dive further into, I can totally help you with that. So yeah, that is what we have with that. The link to book, it's brownbruja.com, and just navigate over to readings. And also, I just announced yesterday that I'm taking applications for the Brown Bruja Spirit Mentorship. So if you're really serious about your spiritual development and you want oh my god, sorry, I'm like totally having a brain fart. If you're really serious about your spiritual development and you want readings and tutoring at the same time to help you accelerate the pace at which you're deepening your relationship with spirit, and also like working through all the other daily shit that we have to deal with in the world, with capitalism, white supremacy, patriarchy, this one-on-one mentorship might just be the thing for you. There's an application on my website. The link to that is already in the description, so you can take a gander at that if you want. And the reason why I wanted to offer this is because even for those of us who are really dedicated to developing our psychic skills or developing our relationship with spirit, we seek to live spirit-centered lives. It's hard to do that and also like manage all the other fucking shit at the same time, like with your work, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your mom, your dad, your auntie, uncle, whatever, right? Or like, maybe you are working through healing your mental health, but there's a spiritual component that you're missing, and you just it can be really hard to like bring that all together and remember to tap into our spiritual support. And that's why I wanted to create this mentorship with the ultimate goal of having mentees at the end of the 6 months be able to easily access that spiritual guidance. They're like, okay, I know how to channel, I know how to ask for help, I know how to receive it, and I know how to implement it. So yeah, anyway, if you're interested in that, the link is, like I said, in the description. All right, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go ahead and tune in. So okay, daughter of Papa, hey friend, hey internet friend, internet cousin. All right, I'm just gonna move some screens to the side, and I'm gonna go ahead and tune in. So if you haven't grabbed your snacks, your notebook, your iPad, your pencil, whatever, go ahead, do that now. And I'm just gonna be whispering to myself. Okay, and I'm gonna turn down the volume because I don't want you to hear me. Okay, all right. So let's get started. I think I'm gonna do 4 again. 4 messages. Yeah. How can I position? I'm trying to position this so I can see the chat too as we go on. All right. I think I might be lagging a little bit. So apologies for that. I'm not really sure. I don't know how. All right. Well, we'll just do our best. We'll just do our best here. Okay. Please, Spirit, help my computer. Help my computer catch up. All right. Here we go. So I'm going to do, like I said, I'm going to do 4 groups. Okay. Actually, I think I want to do 5. Yeah, why not? All right, let's do 5. Fuck it. Okay. 5 messages. I guess you all have a lot going on. Well, that's not a surprise. I know this week, I'm just a student of astrology, but I know this week was pretty tough astrologically. Today specifically, too. Today, there was some kind of, like, Chiron transit. So, all right, here we go. 5 messages. Please give us 5 messages in personal and spiritual development. Okay, here we go. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Ooh! And look what was on the bottom. 5 of Cups. Okay, let's see. Let's see what that means. Let's see what's going on there. Okay. So, oh wow. So the first group that we have, first message is the Lovers and Judgment. Second group is, wow, all the major arcana is coming out. Second group, 4 of Pentacles and the Chariot. Wow. Third group is the Hierophant and King of Pentacles. Fourth group, whoa! Each group so far has major arcana. Page of Swords and Magician. Oh, except for this one. Last group, group 5, or message number 5, is 2 of Swords and 7 of Wands. So for those of you who want to learn tarot, I teach tarot intuitively. That's also what I practice. Oh, let me show my cup again. It's all gross again because of my concoction. It's just hot cocoa and, I was going to say tea. Hot cocoa and coffee. Not hot cocoa and tea, but anyway. So, yes, Leslie says it's a major arcana kind of week. Whew, well, yeah, I guess for like the next couple of weeks. But, so, let me explain to you. I read tarot intuitively. I have learned some of the tarot theory because I'm just like, it's interesting to me, occult, esoteric studies. But for me, when I see major arcana coming up, that signals to me that there's a lot of big themes. Big, either, and by big, it could be like long lasting. So maybe like something that you've been working through for several years, several months. It's not just like my tooth hurts and I need to like pull it out. It's like something deeper, something a little bit more long lasting could be coming up, or there's a big change, like a monumentous shift coming up. So we'll actually see once we get into the cards, as I'm or into the messages. I don't like to really talk as though the messages come from the cards, right? Because the cards are just a reflection of the messages that we are receiving from Spirit. It's kind of like the cards are like a hint or like a cue card or like a Pictionary kind of a thing to help us, or charades, yeah, to help us interpret what is coming through to us, right? At least that's my philosophy. But anyway, okay, so let's get started with group 1 here. Let me tune in and see what's going on. I don't know if you heard that. My cat is like mad. I don't know. They're fighting. Okay, so usually when I look at the lovers, I think it's because I'm a Capricorn. I'm not very romantic, but I don't usually see the lovers come up when I'm talking about or when it comes to relationships, but here I kind of do feel like there's something here about relationships, about like either the romantic relationships I'm talking about. So either romantic relationships coming to an end or a dynamic in the relationship coming to an end. It's almost like, so this is kind of the picture that is being painted for me here. It's almost like the people involved in the relationship have talked and talked and talked and talked so much about this issue, or maybe it's breaking up or staying together, or something very essential core to the relationship that either person is not willing to budge on. And what I kind of see is that like they feel like they've kind of run out of options. So I see one person kind of turning to spirit now, to God, to a higher power, because they don't know what the fuck to do. And maybe that's you. Maybe it's both. No, I think it's kind of just one person. There's like, I have a kind of a sense that like one person, the other person in the relationship is like not spiritual at all. Like maybe it's not that they're necessarily atheist, but their spirituality is not as important to them as it is to you. But with this judgment card, I feel like, sorry, the kitty cats are fighting. See, it's part of the message. Hold on. Bobby, Nori, stop. Bobby, go away. Leave her alone. Yes, everything that happens during the reading is part of the message. But anyway, I feel like they're just kind of feeling like there's no more options left. And with the judgment card, it's like it's time for a decision to be made. It's time for a judgment to be made. Or even like as a lawyer, the judgment is the end of the case, or the end. It's like the document that gets filed with the court once the legal issue has been resolved by the court. So either it went through a trial and they came to the conclusion, or they filed a motion or something like that and it was resolved. So it's like the decision was made, it's done, it's closed. So it's almost like something is going to come up in order to force this issue to be resolved, or it's just like, I don't know how it's going to happen, but it's just time. It's time to decide, are you okay with this? Are you not okay with this? Is it something that you can both accept or I don't know if there's more than one person, more than two people in this relationship, but is this something that you can come to a mutual agreement to, or is it something where you're going to have to part ways? And I kind of feel like this is not necessarily, how do I say this? It's when you're making the decision in this case, or you're coming down to the judgment time, it's not necessarily it's not a judgment on the other person or the other people. It's a judgment on you and what is important to you and what you're willing to compromise on, what you are and are not willing to compromise on. So what in this scenario, as this applies to you, they want you to focus on you. They don't want you to focus on the other person, because you can't really control that. Okay, I think we're good to go now. I think we're back. I am so sorry. everything's all good now. Hopefully people are still here. So what happened was my neighbor, we're on the same like circuit, and she plugged in a heater because it's cold here in LA. I know all you like people in other places will be like, it's not cold. Well, guess what? I grew up in Hawaii, okay? So it's fucking cold to me, and it is 56 degrees. And I'm wearing shorts because I need to do laundry, but it's okay because I wear my fake Uggs in the house. But anyway, oh my gosh. Thank you for being here still. And I'm glad that it's still... Oh, Bobby. That I'm still able to stream on the same video. So, all right, let's continue on. So, remember when I said that everything that happens in a reading is part of the reading? I hope that I said that before things cut off. I think I did because the cats were fighting again. Yeah, so thanks everyone for sticking around, because I lost probably like 60% of the viewers, and yeah, so anyway, they can just watch it later, or maybe this wasn't for them, but yeah, who knows. Anyway, so like I said, everything that happens during the reading is part of the reading. So let's get back to what I was talking about. And what I'm thinking, actually, that this means for those of you who are resonating with this message, this Lovers and Judgment card message, is that, like, just because you're encountering difficulties in coming to this judgment resolution of this issue doesn't mean that you are meant to, that it's not meant to happen, or that it's not meant to be. I think that, that's kind of what my takeaway is, because so what happened was, she plugged in her heater, or power went out, or the circuit breaker got tripped, and then she went down, did the thing, did it again, and then it happened again. Then she figured out that it was a heater, and then we're like, oh, okay. And she's like, well, I guess I just can't plug it in, which is like kind of shitty because, like I said, we're like cold over here, but we figured it out. You know, we were able to diagnose the problem, and it's not going to happen anymore. And so maybe something similar is the key to coming to a just judgment in this relationship situation thing that's happening. Yeah, so I don't know. Don't be afraid to try things. Don't be afraid to diagnose, to communicate. Because, yeah, it might be some... Oh, do you hear that? I don't know if you can hear that. It's my rice cooker. My rice is done. And my rice cooker singing me the rice cooking is done song. And I'm taking that as a confirmation too. So we're getting a lot of like messages coming from different parts of my home. So yeah, just keep that in mind, I guess. Yeah, it might, just because it's seems like, oh, I don't know where this is coming from, or I'm not really sure why this is happening, or that's happening, or this is like not happening, or whatever. I would really encourage you to take a step back emotionally so that you're able to be a little bit more objective and observe. And I think that could be really helpful in you finding the key and like what is best way forward with this relationship thing. Now let me pull some cards to see anything else, any other homework, any other takeaways for you in this situation. At first I was like, am I not supposed to be talking about this? Is it like, the universe shutting me down? But I guess not. I'm glad. I'm glad that everything worked out. And sorry for yelling and like ruining everyone's ears. Let me actually turn this down a little bit because I know I am a loud talker, especially when I get excited. But all right. Oh, I gotta sneeze. Okay. Homework for this group. For this message. Homework, what is your homework? Yes, it's giving. So 4 of Swords and 8 of Pentacles. It's kind of like making me think of like contemplation, inner work, focusing on yourself. Like I was saying, well, I don't know if I got cut off on this part, but it's not really about the other person. This is about you. It's about you figuring out how you're meant to navigate this issue, and it's not about forcing the other person or trying to control the other person. It's more about what is okay with me, what is not okay with me, and like what you're able to offer and where you draw the line at. So it's really about getting clear on what your worth is here and what you're willing to work on, what you're not willing to work on. And with this 4 of Swords, what I'm kind of feeling is like, whatever you decide, it's safe for you to assert that. Whatever like your judgment might be when it comes to this situation, it's safe for you to like draw the line or say yes or say no, as long as you are answering from like with your truth. And everything else will fall away. Don't worry about if it's gonna cause you guys to break up or whatever. Like, everything's gonna, the lesson here for you is to be in your truth, stick to your truth, and do what's best for you, and to let the situation play out the way that it's meant to play out, based on like you being real with yourself. That's the best thing that you can do for yourself in this situation. And I do see that you've been working on this. You've been working up the courage in order to do this. And by this, I don't mean make the decision necessarily, but I think like to be strong in your truth and unapologetic about it. That's kind of what I feel. So yeah. Okay. Wow, what a long time for the first message, but we're still here. Yay. Okay. Let's see. I just need like a little break. All right. I mean, it wasn't that stressful. I was more worried about you all. I'm like, oh my gosh, I left them on a cliffhanger. But this is real. This is real life. This is the drama of live streaming. Okay. Oh, and guess what? I'm not missing as many frames now, so maybe it had to happen for some reason. I don't know. Let me hear. I do need a new computer. Oh, look at my lucky white hair. Look at it. I'm just trying to listen to see if my computer is making a lot of, if the fan is super loud. But also, what was I gonna say? I got my AirPods replaced because they were like making weird noises. Leslie says, love the theatrics. I know, it's like a reality show. Anyway, I got my AirPods replaced because they were making like a weird staticky noise, and it was only one ear, but they actually ended up replacing both of them. So it's like I have new AirPods, which is freaking amazing. So yeah, if your AirPods are making weird noises, and they were manufactured, I forget what day it was, sometime in 2020. It's on the Apple website, but you can like take them in and they'll replace it for you. So anyway, okay, there was something else I was gonna say. Well, whatever. If it comes back to me, it will come back to me. All right, let's move on to the second message, since we have 5 messages to do. This is another mega. I feel like every time it just gets longer and longer and longer, but it's fun. It's fun. Okay, so second messages we have here, the Chariot and the 4 of Pentacles. Oh my gosh, somebody is being a little barnacle, a little OP-he. What is opihi in English? Let me show you. It is a barnacle, but it's like a barnacle you can eat. And it's really yummy. But it's really dangerous to gather them. People like die gathering them. Oh, it's a limpet. Looks like this. It's really yummy. And it's really expensive because it's so dangerous to gather them. Opihi is so good. Yum. My mouth's watering. Now I want to eat poke. Real poke, not continent poke. Sorry to people who like continent poke, but anyway. Yeah. So with this group, I'm feeling that people are being a little opihi-ish. They're kind of stuck. I see you. It's like, well, you're stuck, but you don't want to be stuck. So I'm not sure what kind of transition you're making. I feel like it's you. Whatever the transition is, what I'm seeing, it's like you coming out of your shell, or like you're for so long, I feel you being closed like this and you're wanting to expand. You're wanting to put yourself out there, whether it's in dating or career or moving or something like that, where you're just ready to blossom into your true authentic self. I see you're getting ready. It's like you pack the car, you pack your bags, you're ready to go. So like Chariot in modern times, it would be you sitting in the car, getting ready to turn the ignition, and you're getting ready to go. But you're like paused right now because you still see, these are like two versions of you. I see you kind of like ready for change. This is, I guess, like maybe you on a higher vibration or something. And this is like kind of like the old you, the old version of you that's kind of fading away with the Four of Pentacles here. You're like, okay, I'm still scared, but at the same time, I'm ready to go. Why did it hurt my shoulder so much to hold the cards up for that long? Uh-oh. Anyway, yeah, that's kind of what I'm seeing here. And I see this like journey because of the imagery. This part right here kind of caught my eye. I see that this transition is kind of medicine for you. This is actually something that you've been needing for a while now. And it's not that you're comfortable, not that you're more comfortable now. What it actually is that you realize how much you need it, how much this is like essential to your well-being, whatever this transition might be. And so let's see what your homework is here, because you are ready to grow. You're ready to grow, you're ready to go. So what can help you? What can help you through this? You know what? Actually, when I'm looking at these cards, we have the two sphinxes here, right? You're actually totally capable of making this transition successfully, or, coming out, whatever this blossoming, coming into your true self. You're actually fully equipped to do it. It's only that you don't believe in yourself. But look at this person in the card. They have helmet, or what the crown. They have a crown. They're wearing armor. They have their wand. They have a lot of tools. They have a lot of protections. And they have sphinxes drawing the chariot. And the sphinxes, in was it Greek mythology? Anyway, wherever, Egyptians, like, they're so intelligent. Or maybe it is Greek mythology. They're intelligent, they're wise, they talk really mysteriously because they also know a lot of mysteries. They hold a lot of mysteries. So you actually you're more than prepared. You're more than ready. It's just a matter of whether or not you want to let go. You're ready to let go. But I don't know, I'm not sure how much more growth you'll be able to do when you're so focused on holding on to what you already have, rather than, opening your arms up a little bit more so that you can receive a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's a huge reassurance right there. But let me see your homework. What is your homework? What is the homework for people that are struggling through this right now? Patience. I'm seeing patience. I'm seeing peace. Forgiveness. Maybe, okay. So, yeah, okay. You're being like too hard on yourself. Oh, let's see. Samantha says, I caught 555 during this reading. Number 2. Ooh. I think that a lot of folks in this group, or for whom this message is resonating, are a little bit too hard on themselves, because maybe you tried to start and you felt frozen, you felt scared, and you beat yourself up for that. Maybe it's your second, your third time trying. But you know what? It's okay. You are well, here, let me just say this. We don't know because we're humans, and you don't know because you're actually living through this experience. You don't know if you were meant to actually start and stop this many times. Do you? Unless you have the script of your life, unless you know exactly what is supposed to happen and like how many times you're meant to struggle through this, maybe this is exactly what had to happen for you to be motivated enough to like finally take action in a way that felt good for you. Or maybe you needed to learn some things from the previous times that you've tried, that you've attempted this, in order for you to grow, in order for you to gain all this knowledge, or all these tools that are accompanying you this time around, you know? And I don't know. I don't know if this is going to be the last time that you attempt to make this transition. But all I know is I see that you are struggling between these two things. And to me, like, what is so admirable is that you are down for the struggle, that you're down to try and like continue to like try and work it out. You know what's really interesting in common with these two cards is 4 of Pentacles and the Chariot. You see how there's like cities in the backgrounds of both of them? What that's kind of telling me is that you are trying to do something different from like your family, or like, so like, I don't know if you want to pursue a job or live in a place, or like live your life differently in a way that's different from your family. And I think maybe that's part of what is making it so difficult for you to make this transition. And actually the 4th house, the 4 of Pentacles is making me think of the 4th house, which is like, you know, your home. That's like, so anyway, yeah, that's part of the reason why it's so difficult, because it's like within your DNA, within your upbringing, for you to not do things this way. But at the same time, it's also within your DNA for you to, I don't know, try things new, struggle it out. Maybe this is like the struggle, the theme of your life, you know? But I don't know, with the 7, with the Chariot, because the 7 is also a number of change, right? Oh my gosh. And you know what? Sorry, I'm just getting a lot of like synchronicities here. The Chariot is also associated with the sign of Cancer. And that's also bringing up the home too. So, you know, maybe like you're the nurturing parent, whether or not that's your mom or your dad or like some other person that raised you, maybe it's connected to that. Maybe it's like connected to fears of that person, or maybe that person tried and they failed, or they have this like immense fear of blossoming and being your true self, because for them doing that meant risking your survival or their survival. I don't know. There's a lot of factors, there's a lot of reasons why this is difficult for you that's like not your fault. So I really hope that you don't blame yourself for, I don't know, having such a hard time getting through this. Okay, let me actually do the homework now. Let's see. Next steps here. Oh, is this like legal night or something? We have justice here. You know what to do. It's, ooh, you know what to do, dude. And also, justice is number 11, which for me is telling me in this moment that this is divinely guided. The outcome, like, everything's gonna work out exactly the way that it's supposed to. You don't have to worry about doing what's right or what's wrong. The outcome is just the outcome. It's gonna be exactly whatever the fuck it needs to be, and it's gonna be right for you. It's gonna be good for you. So I hope that I think, well, I'm having a lot of thoughts here, things coming up, and I'm not sure if all of it is helpful to share. So that's why I'm trying to like filter through and not just blah 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 stream of consciousness here. But you know, with the scales of, so you know, the justice system, especially within the United States, is not so just. But here we're talking about like divine justice. Okay, so I don't know, I feel like everything is gonna work out the way that it's meant to be. I kind of feel like this is like a struggle, something that you're like, it was kind of like, it was inevitable for you to struggle through, but at the same time I feel like the outcome, the lessons learned once you get onto the other side of it is inevitable. It's really, so when it comes to like what you need to do, I think what would be helpful for you is to trust yourself. Trust that you will be able to do the right thing for yourself, open up when it's time. And also to trust in the divine. Like if you have help or if you need help, just like believing that everything's going to work out the way that it's going to work out, you can literally, and this has been my favorite thing to do lately, you can literally ask your higher power to like help you believe in yourself. You can. And it works. It actually works. It's how I start my day. Whenever I'm feeling shitty, whenever I'm just feeling like, I'm an imposter, I don't actually know how to do this. Am I meant to even be a business person? Because, you know, my dad, and who I've been thinking about a lot lately because it's just past his birthday and also his death anniversary. He was a business owner. He had a business. He was a contractor. He renovated kitchens and bathrooms, but the business wasn't profitable because I don't know why, but it just like wasn't profitable. I just remember every year he would be like, "Oh, we lost so much money that we don't have to pay nothing on taxes." And so I'm not sharing that story to like be like, "Oh, that's so sad" or whatever, but it's like I have a lot of doubts in myself because of a lot of like inherited worries and stress about like what it means to be a business owner, right? But once I get to my altar or just like get to a place, a time where I can just kind of be quiet and tune in and I can ask for help and strength to like see clearly, see situations clearly, analyze situations clearly the way that the divine sees it, when I'm able to like zoom out a little bit more, oh my gosh, I feel so much better. And then I go from like dreading my day to being like, I fucking get to do this. It's like all the shit that like the spiritual bypassy, like high vibration people say, like love and light, like so I can actually fucking feel that like for for a few hours. It's so, yeah, I don't know, it's magic. It's like super magical. So anyway, I highly recommend trying to ask your higher power for help if you like are having a hard time believing yourself. Just like, spirit, please help me believe in me, help me see myself the way that you see me so that I can get through this. And if there's anything that I don't need to worry about, please take it away. And it fucking works. I promise you. It'll, yeah. So let me know if you try that. All right. Sage says, I resonate so much with this message. Pulled justice yesterday as well, which kind of confirms it too. Don't you love when that happens? When you see a card and it's when you pull for yourself. Yeah. Justice. Everything's going to work out the way that it's meant to. Especially if you're, operating from your heart. It's interesting because if you look at these two cards, there's like something over the heart of both of the figures. Ooh. So this little square thingy, and then the pentacle there. So yeah, that's interesting. Okay, all right, so let's move on to group 3, or message number 3. Okay, we have the King of Pentacles and the Hierophant. King of Pentacles and the Hierophant. Huh. Excuse me. Something is coming up here about authenticity. About somebody not being their truly authentic self. It's like somebody is pretending to be something that they're not, or like acting a way that they think they need to act in order to get a certain result, but they're like, this is totally not me. This is like, I don't believe in this. I don't believe that I need to be like, this is like such a sham. It's like, kind of feels like somebody's getting kind of disillusioned. But it's like, I've been within this institution for so long that I worry what will happen when I give up my position, when I give up my power. What will I have? Will I even have anything after? If I decide to step down. That's kind of what I see. Interesting. And I don't know if there's like somebody... It feels like for some people there's somebody with this King of Pentacles, or somebody that either is supporting you, that you really respect, like a mentor or somebody in that kind of position that like you don't want to let them down, and you see how this has brought this person prosperity, brought them a lot of blessings, but at the same time you're just like, this feels so fake, or this is just not my vibe anymore, kind of a thing. Yeah. And then there's also something here about like being silenced or trapped or something like that. Interesting. This mentor person or whatever, I kind of feel like maybe, yeah, they are pressuring you. They're pressuring you to continue on this path because it's like, I did it. Look what this brought me. You need to do it too. And if you don't do it, if you don't like it, if you don't do it and like it, you're not trying hard enough. You're not doing the right thing. You're wrong. You're a bad person. There's some kind of judgment attached to it, because it does feel like staying here kind of out of guilt, like you're trapped here. There's privilege here, but there's also like a lot of restrictions. Yeah. That's kind of what it feels like. Is it a job? I feel like it kind of is a job. Might be like a corporate job, or like a government job, working within some kind of institution, like a big organization is kind of what it feels like. And yeah, maybe you're just like, I don't want to be in charge. I don't want to be responsible. I don't want to be the fucking Hierophant. I just want to be one of these guys. Maybe, I don't know. Or maybe you just like want to leave it all together. Something that's coming up is like a nonprofit for some reason. I keep seeing like a nonprofit where it's like, oh, you should be grateful for this work. But then it's like, oh, I'm not, because I fucking hate it. And it's like, oh, you hate children, you hate helping people. It's like, no, I don't hate that. I hate the restrictions of my role. That's kind of what it feels like. And it might not be a nonprofit. Like I said, it could be any kind of institution, or even maybe like within your career. Like with me in the law, like, I don't know. I can't really tell. But what I see for you is like whatever this person has going on, like you don't really want that. Or maybe you want it, but like this isn't the only way that you can need to get that. You can get it other ways. You don't. This feels like it's draining your energy to put on this show, to do this, do that, put on your weird hat. Like, it's like you just don't believe in it anymore. And so it just feels very fake. It feels very, I don't know. I think you need to get out of there. I'm not saying quit your job now, but yeah, what's clear to me is that something needs to change. Something needs to change for sure. And what you can achieve through that is like not going to be worth it for you. Yeah, I don't know. Military, hospital, I don't know. I can't. Something like that. Yeah, it must be a lot of different people with this. Somebody put monkey covering their mouth, but so I don't know what it is, but that's kind of what I feel. So, all right, so let's see what the homework is for the people for whom this message resonates. Oh shoot, that was fast, and you got 2. Yeah, Ace of Wands and Ace of Pentacles. So it's time to start looking for something else. That's what it's sounding to. It's time to start looking for new opportunities that will help you see what is possible beyond this position. And I'm not saying that you have to like go to interviews and stuff like that. Obviously, that's like that's your choice. But I think you kind of exploring what might be possible outside of the restrictions of your current situation will help you to realize like, oh shoot, I don't have to be stuck here. There are things, there are places, there are positions, there are projects, whatever, that can give me what I want without having to feel like I'm pretending all the time. Working for something you believe in while also having that abundance or whatever, the security, I guess, fulfillment. I don't think this is necessarily about money. This is like whoever this person represents. It's kind of like they're like, oh, I'm so happy, I love it, and this, and like I have all these awards and I'm recognized, and I and like you can have all that too. So yeah, I don't know if you're like worried about letting this person down or what, or maybe that's not an issue for you. It's an issue for somebody else that needs to hear this message. But for all of you, there is a different way. There's 100% a different way. And check out this Ace of Pentacles. You see that path to the garden? This is the path to where that person is. This is the path to the fulfillment that you seek. It's something else. It could be something else. This is not the end of the line for you by any means. And it could be fun. It could be easy. It could be dynamic. It could be engaging. It could be exciting without like wah every fucking day. Like, yeah, I'm just seeing like with this Hierophant, it's like lots of paperwork or like lots of like pretending or like doing unnecessary things, and it's like they're acting like they're helping people, but it's like not, and it's just like all for show, and it's like it's kind of annoying. So anyway, I hope that is helpful for you. Yeah, it's time for you to start just like, Googling, seeing what's out there, seeing what other people do, maybe watch some YouTube videos, day in the life of blah, blah, blah. Or yeah, see if there's like a name. See, or maybe what you could do is like think about, like, maybe you're like, okay, I like doing this work, but I wish that I could do it without this. Is this possible? And just like Googling that and seeing if anybody has written about it. Or I don't really think that you should, this is not something that you necessarily want to talk about with other people. I feel like you're not ready to go there yet, especially if this like community is small, or like you don't want this person to find out or something like that. It seems like something that maybe you just like hold close to your chest for now until you find, you know, a couple of things or one thing that you're like, oh my gosh, this is possible. It is possible for me to enjoy my work of doing this instead of this or whatever. Anyway, yeah. Do your research. Okay. All right, let's move on. Whoa. That was weird. My whole table just vibrated. It's really weird. Okay. Anyway, let's move on to message number 4. Page of Swords and the Magician. Page of Swords and the Magician. Let's see. Okay. Somebody is doing something that they feel like they don't, like you feel like you're ill-equipped for, you feel like you don't know what the fuck you're doing, but you're like, holy shit, I gotta do this. So let me just show you. The Page of Swords, like, what's drawing me is like the person's face, okay? To me, they're kind of like, alright. And look even at how they're holding the sword. That's not really the right way to hold a sword. So it kind of looks to me like somebody that doesn't know what the fuck they're doing. They're like holding it like this. That's not how you stab someone, you know? So we have that on one hand, and then on the other hand, we have this magician who, to me, like, and for me, when I look at tarot cards, depending on what message is coming through, the face looks different to me. And right now, I'm looking at the magician's face, and the magician just looks like, okay, I have my materials. It's like somebody casting a spell as though they are following a recipe in a book. Like, there's no feeling. It just gives, like, the kind of like, you know, how in baking, like Great British Bake Off, you know, well, okay, so if you know Great British Bake Off, then you know what I'm talking about. But the technical challenge, if you don't know Great British Bake Off, there's like 3 parts to every episode. The second challenge that they need to do is the technical challenge, and it's meant to test the I guess like the intuition kind of, or like the expertise of the bakers, because what they'll do is they'll be tasked with like creating something without having all the steps necessarily to how to actually make what they need to make. So like, let's say they need to make a pizza, it'll be like, make the dough, instead of telling them how to make the dough, what the proportions are, things like that. Because, and the reason why I bring that up is because for like the magician in this photo, or not photo, in this like scenario that I'm seeing, it's like a magician that is being asked to bake a pizza, or, you know, make a pizza, but doesn't know how to make the dough. They're just trying to like follow the steps, but they don't have that intuition, or kind of like that feel of like what's right and what's not right, because they don't have that experience. So with these 2 cards together, I feel like this is somebody who not only feels inexperienced, but actually like doesn't have the experience to like do whatever it is that they're trying to accomplish. And I feel like this is, I mean, what area of expertise could this be? Or not expertise, area of life. I mean, it could be spiritual, it could be career, or maybe even like creative, like trying to write a book or something, or like do something like that. I don't know. I do see that you're very determined that you want it, that you know that this is like something that you need to do. But at the same time, you're like, there's no class on this. Or if there is, you haven't taken it. All right, so let's see what it is that you need to know here. What are your next steps? Next step for this message number 4. Okay. So, sometimes I get the feeling that I need to look at the bottom of the deck like I did at the beginning. So we have here the Moon, and we have the 7 of Pentacles. So what it's kind of telling me is that even though you might not have the direct expertise in order to bake this recipe, you do have expertise from other things that you've done before. I don't know, there's something too coming up about like coding. Or like technology or something like that. I don't know. I don't really know. But you have bits and pieces of knowledge from other things that you're going to be able to incorporate to help you to do this thing. That's kind of what I see with this 7 of Pentacles here. Like, there's already things that you've grown, and even though, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not really sure where this metaphor is going. I'm just telling you kind of what I'm feeling. But with the Moon, okay, the problem where this like insecurity is coming from is not necessarily from your lack of experience. It's because you see other people doing what you want to do, and you're like comparing yourself to them. And I feel like this is like a social media thing. But guess, you know what? Those social media people like don't know what the fuck they're doing. They're only showing you the good parts. You don't see them crying behind the camera. Like you can it hurts me. It hurts me so much. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I took off the Moon, right, off the back of the deck, and look what was next, the Sun. That's a really good sign for me. Okay, and what was under that was a Page of Wands. So what I would like to invite you to do is to go from this Page of Swords mentality towards this Page of Wands mentality. They're both pages. They're both kind of like at the beginning. For me, pages like sometimes can represent like, like a novice or somebody that's less experienced, right? With the Page of Swords, there's like this insecurity. You're like holding the sword weird. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Everybody's gonna know. You don't know how to hold a sword. But with the Page of Wands, even though they're on the same level, this page has a better, more confident attitude, more self-assured attitude, right? It's like the Page of Wands kind of like, yeah, I'm wearing nice clothes. I know I'm handsome. Put a feather on my hat. And this one's like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. And this one's like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing either, but I'm excited. And I know that I'm here for a reason, and I'm ready to learn, and I'm excited to go on my journey. That's the difference, at least to me, that I'm seeing with these 2 pages. Same level of expertise. I mean, I can't tell you how many fucking times, like when I was in school, law school, well, I went to kind of like an undergrad too, where like a lot of people who are my classmates were like, went to private school, and their like parents are millionaires or like, famous in LA and like the industry and stuff. So there are a lot of like, a lot of people who were going in thinking that they were smart, they were very confident, and they were, they were smart. They were Page of Wands. They're like, okay, I'm just at the beginning of this journey, but also I know that I belong here, and I'm ready to learn and like to do my own thing. In contrast, this was me, I came from a small school. Nobody else from my college or nobody else from my high school had graduated and like got accepted to the same college as me. So I was kind of like, what the fuck? But, regardless of where you come from, you're both selected for a reason. And by you, I mean me, me back then when I started college. Queen G says ding ding. Uh-oh. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, I'm telling you, the shift. This is the shift that they're encouraging you to make. You can do it. It's all up here. It's all up here. And remember, you can ask Spirit for help. You can ask Spirit to help you change your perspective, to help you see yourself the way that you see that, the way that they see you. Okay? You can do it. I promise. All right? Yeah, because it's time. It's time. You have a lot of good ideas up there. There's a lot of potential with the yellow here. I do see it. So, yeah. I'm just saying. Okay. That's really exciting. I'm kind of like, what's so funny? Because I watch these live stream messages, these collective messages afterwards too, to see what resonates with me. And I'm like, is that, as we've been going, it's like, oh my gosh, is that for me? Is that for me? So we'll see. All right. Okay. Queen G says, love this message. I'm glad to deliver it. Okay. So our final message, I knew we're finally coming to the end, but this is our only card pairing that does not feature a major arcana card. We have all pip cards too. No court cards either. So we have 2 of Swords and 7 of Wands. So let's see. This is kind of reminding me of the Hermit too. Let's see what's going on here. Withdrawing. Okay. What I'm kind of seeing is that there's like kind of 2 sides to you at this time. I feel like there's what this is talking about is honoring your energetic capacity. And again, I feel like the issue here in part is focusing too much on what other people are doing and not enough on what you need, what is right for you. So I'm kind of seeing, because what I was like reminded of as I was looking at these cards is like Monterey, like up in Northern California for some reason, and kind of like just what it feels like to be at the beach in the morning time, and just like all that's around you are like birds, maybe there's nobody else. It's like a little bit foggy. Everything is like a little bit slower, but it's nice. It's like there's no reason to rush to, I don't know, do this, do that. I've only been there a couple of times, so I'm not really sure where this imagery is coming from. But I'm just feeling it's like you're in a season right now where everything needs to slow down, and you feel it, and you kind of feel yourself turning within, like shutting things down here and there. But with this 7 of Wands, I feel like despite this, you keep saying yes to other stuff, and you're like, oh my gosh, I wonder why it's so busy. It's like, well, because you say yes to every fucking holiday party that you get invited to. And you're like, I don't know why I'm so tired all the time. It's like, because you're already like overexerting yourself. I feel like, well, so if you're like into human design, I'm wondering if it would be helpful for you, or even if you're not into human design, I'm wondering if it would be helpful for you to explore what energy type you are, and see if you really do have the energetic capacity that you think you do. Or, you know, it might be your health, or it might be, I don't know, your window of tolerance. Maybe you have a smaller window of tolerance than other people. I literally just saw something on TikTok where they were talking about how some people, even with like resilience training, some people just have a lower threshold of stress because of like what we've inherited from our parents. So like if your parents, like when you were conceived, or you know, when you're in the belly of, you know, when you're in the belly, when your mom was pregnant, like if they were like super stressed out, like during any of those times, you inherited that becomes part of our DNA. And like also, like, you know, in your upbringing too, if you grow up around other people who are like stressed out all the time, like that can really diminish your, I guess, like capacity for stress, or capacity period, you know. So that's kind of what I'm seeing here. It's like, what do they always say? Well, if it isn't the consequences of my own actions. I kind of see that this 7 of Wands situation, maybe you brought it upon yourself, but it's okay. This is a learning moment. This is a time to be like, all right, I see that I only wanted to do one thing this week, and I find myself doing 5 things this week, and what I'm probably going to do is like do 3 of them, and then the other 2 I'm going to flake, or I'm going to burn out. But what it kind of feels like for you is a learning moment, a time to reflect and to say to myself, you know, do I want this to happen again? If not, what can I change? So let's see here. And I see it comes from a good place, but the key here, or the lesson here, is like what your, Samantha says, me, and I'm a projector. Oh my gosh, I'm a projector too, so I feel you. Projectors unite in being tired all the time. I literally filmed a TikTok from while I was laying in bed today, so I totally understand. All right, let's see what the homework is for people with this message. Okay. Okay. Okay, so we have the 2 of Pentacles and the Hierophant. And it's interesting, and I'm glad that the Hierophant came out again so that I can actually explain how when I see cards, like different things can come through, different messages can pop up through the same card in the same reading, right? So for me, I'm looking at the Hierophant, and what this represents to me is like a stop sign, because he's red. And the 5 kind of just makes me think of stop. Maybe because it's like a hand, 5 fingers. I don't know. I'm just seeing stop. It's like you laying down the law to yourself, setting your boundaries, being like, okay, this is not okay. And this is going to be the law of the land. Okay, Queen G says, is it possible to resonate with 2 messages? Yes. You can even have 5, all 5. Yeah. It's totally possible. Manifestor generator here. Ooh, yeah. I mean, this message, you don't even only need to be a projector. I think everybody takes on at times too much, or more than they can actually execute on, or so yeah, it's okay. Yeah, so I'm just seeing, it's like, stop. Let's make rules that I'm going to try to honor in order for me to actually feel good. So it's like, maybe you say, like, so for example, for me, I've made this rule that because I only have 2 days off a week, I can only like hang out with people outside of my home for 1 day. One hangout, not even 1 day, because I can't do fucking breakfast, lunch, and dinner hanging out with different people. It's like 1 social event a week. That's what I can do if it's like out of the house. If it's like at somebody's house and just like relaxing, like that's okay. But like dinner, going to the movies, something like that. It's just like one maximum. And I know that this message is for me, but I've been breaking that. Like, I'm like, oh yeah, like I could do this, I could do that, whatever. And then by the end of, I do that on one night, and then the next day, if I have work the next day, like, usually it's okay, and because I can catch up on my rest, on like my regeneration of my energy on my days off. But like, let's say I hang out with somebody Wednesday night, and then I hang out with somebody again on Sunday, because Sunday and Monday are my days off. I don't have enough time to rest and also like clean and take care of myself and do laundry and like all the other things that I need to do if I like do too much of that, because it's not like, I don't know, it doesn't energize me to hang out with other people. It's not that I don't like hanging out with other people. I love hanging out with other people, especially since I live by myself. I live with 3 cats, and one has to be taking eye drops in her eyes and her nose, so she's kind of mad at me right now. She's like not really like hanging out with me, so really I've only been hanging out with 2 cats for the last several days. But anyway, so I like going out. I like being around other people. But with this, it's like you need to set rules and stick to them for your well-being, for your own good. It's not like nice to do or whatever. This is like, if you don't, you're not gonna make it. You're gonna have a really hard, not like you're gonna die. Well, we're all gonna die, right? But like, it's not gonna like lead to your downfall. It's just like, it's not gonna be fun. And it's okay to balance. It's okay to like pick and choose, it's all right. It really is okay. With this 2 of Pentacles, what I'm kind of seeing is like, if you are juggling more than you can actually handle, you're gonna look like a fool, like this person wearing this weird hat. Like, what the heck? We've talked about the weird hat before, so I won't go any further into the weird hat thing. But life doesn't have to, you don't have to be a clown going through life. You can just have boundaries and peace, little Monterey Bay vibes, I guess. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm seeing. So that's your homework. Your homework is to think about healthy boundaries for you in order for you to survive the next couple of weeks. Not being like so tired all the time, especially since it's cold now. Everybody just wants to like sleep all day, yeah, conserve your energy so that you can get everything done that you absolutely need to, and also socialize. Also, like, just because it's the end of the year doesn't mean that next month isn't gonna happen. It's okay to do things later. You can have your Secret Santa in January. You can celebrate New Year's in January. You can like, it's like, time is a social construct. So yeah. Anyway, all right. So those are our messages, our main messages. We usually do little affirmations for each of the message groups, but should I do that right now? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think I meant to do that right now. I think that you all kind of have a lot to work on, especially if you have more than one message in this reading. So I'm going to leave it there so you're not like overloaded with like things that you need to do. And yeah, we'll check in again in a couple of weeks when we do our full moon reading, our January full moon reading. And let me just see when that's gonna be happening. Or actually, you know what? I'll post it. I'm gonna post it. You'll see next week when I'm gonna be doing it. So anyway, I guess that's it then. That's it for our December new moon, right? Yeah. Our December 23, 2022 new moon messages. Please take care. Happy holidays. This is our last collective reading of the year. So I'll see you next year. Ha ha ha. I hate when people say, well, I don't hate it. It's just like, whatever. Yeah. So I'll see you next year. Happy holidays. Please be safe. Stay warm. If this message helped you and you think somebody that you love, that you care for, would benefit from this message, feel free to share it with them. Again, it would really help me out if you liked this video, if you subscribed. More info about the Brown Bruja Spirit Mentorship is in the description. Click on that link. The applications close on December 21st, which is next week, Wednesday. What else? Oh, returning clients and referrals. That includes you if you've never gotten a reading from me. If you're watching this video, I could do readings for you this month, but again, my availability is very limited. Bobby's coming here, so I guess I need to wrap it up. So anyway, I hope this was helpful for you. Wishing you joy and abundance and ease as always. I guess I gotta go feed these cats. So I